Ladies and gentlemen. The day is May 21st, 2015. Let me say that again. The day is May 21st, 2017. 10:51 p.m. I just right before I started this video, just finished watching, the WWE Backlash pay-per-view. So here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna let God talk through me because there's a lot of things I want to disclose. Right off the bat, let me go in there and say that I really don't. I hate to sound like this because, by the way, this is Jhammaster J speaking. But back to what I'm saying. I hate to sound like this because then I sound like every other, podcaster, wrestling, just critic. I don't like to sound like this, but I have to say this. This pay-per-view was not a bad pay-per-view. However, it was a very, how do I say, it was average at best. It was above average at best, but for the most part, I could be entertained by better. I'm not expecting too much, but I could have gotten something okay out of this, and I didn't get anything too spectacular. So without further ado, let me digest this pay-per-view. First and foremost, we go to the pre-show, where I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched half of it, but I saw the match between Ty Dillinger and Aiden English. Surprisingly, that match was good. When I saw the match and I saw the energy of Chicago, I was thinking to myself personally, okay, this match could be a great pay-per-view. The promise of the card that I've seen, the way certain matches were built up. All right, I'm going to get into this. So watching this was okay. Ty Dillinger wins. Nothing too spectacular. Do I see Ty Dillinger becoming a main eventer? Upper mid card, but I see him being a viable upper mid carder. But for the most part, I don't see him as anything like. I don't see him as main event material. IC title, US title, but not main event. Next match. Let's get into it. We're going to the opener of the show, Dolph Ziggler versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, to be honest with you, the match could have been a lot better than it was projected, but you know what? Hey, I'm not tripping. It was for the most part. Hello, what is this? That's going to get reported. Anyway, for the most part, didn't expect it, but I didn't mind it because it was a good match. Delivered, it opened, a lot of good stuff. And I was thinking this match was good. So, I had no complaints about it. I ultimately liked the match. Obviously, Nakamura went over on Ziggler. Poor Ziggler. They're giving him the super kick and everything. Hopefully, they build Ziggler's momentum. And, whatever is done is done. But, for the most part, the match is good, as usual. And I enjoyed it. Let's get to... By the way, Dolph Ziggler can do everything. Let me go out there and say Dolph Ziggler can be a heel, the crowd to be behind him. He can be a face, the crowd can be behind him. He can have heaters. He doesn't have to have a heater. Like, Dolph Ziggler's just amazing. And the fact that WWE doesn't really recognize him, or they just, for some strange reason, Dolph Ziggler, trust me, when Dolph Ziggler says he has it, he has it. There's just people who are just born winners. I hate to say that. I will never call myself a born winner. I think I came this earth a born loser. and I decided to do something about it. And luckily, I'm not, I'm fighting the losing streak. But Dolph Ziggler's a born winner, and he keeps at it. You know what they say? Some people are born great. Some people achieve greatness, and others, there's greatness just all around them. And Dolph Ziggler's the third. He's the greatness that's all around. So kudos to Dolph Ziggler. He can just do it. They're giving him the Shawn Michaels gimmick. If I were them, keep it going. Let him, be himself. It's amazing. But for the most part, the Shinsuke versus, Ziggler match was great. I will still call Nakamura the king of strong style. I will not call him no fucking magician. I don't care what Vince thinks or whoever in the back, not just Vince, thought this idea up, because I feel like that is incredibly stupid. But this is the wrestling business. Why not? So let's go up to the card. Surprisingly, my favorite match of the entire card, the Usos versus Breezango. Ironically, it was a Gaga match, and I'm like, But then, the way it was done and the way they did it, it was amazing. I loved it. I enjoyed the spots. I enjoyed some of the funniest moments that Tyler Breeze was doing in the match. Great match. My favorite match in the pay-per-view. Ironically, obviously, Usos go over. Of course, they have to. Come on. How would you feel giving the titles to these guys? No offense to them. They'd be a great tag team. They got value. I wouldn't bury them. Knowing WWE, they probably would. But, moving on. Let's go to the next card. The 6-woman tag team match. I'm not saying the names because I don't got time to say the names. I'm just going to straight up say it. Charlotte, Lynch, and Naomi versus the Welcoming Committee. Carmella is my favorite person in the Welcome Committee. The rest, you know what? They're giving Tamina something, I guess. I could give a fuck about Natalia. She annoys me for some strange reason. I mean, I'll give her credit. She's as a heel, that's nice, but I just don't want to see her on TV. So I don't really give. Unlike most people that say they're annoyed and they watch her, I just don't watch her on TV. I fast forward everything. I fast forward the whole thing. So far, for some strange reason, whoever in the back just. I listened to the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show episode, and Kevin Castle said, that Becky Lynch does not have consistency. I watched this fucking match, and I'm saying to myself, do you blame her? Come on. The way that she's getting booked, of course, I wouldn't have consistency either. She's okay in promos. Yeah, there's a little bit of a mumble mouth, but I have a huge crush on Becky Lynch. Even though her hair's not real, unfortunately, I like redheads and she's not real. But it's an Irish gimmick. Just turn her heel. Just turn her heel, for God's sakes. Don't turn Charlotte back heel. Turn Becky heel. Because so many people have turned their backs on her. It just... Y'all are so inconsistent with her. Y'all made her the freaking champion, and you have her just lose her title to fucking Alexa Bliss when she was on SmackDown. I'm not, and then you have her, she can't cut promos, and y'all try to give it to Nikki Bella. No, thank you. And I'm not just blaming Kevin Dunn, I'm blaming all of creative for this, because there's somebody who's not willing to take the fall. We're just going to blame Kevin Dunn for everything, because it's easy. No, that's not how that's going to work. Hell no. Just like I always said when it came to the Mauro Ronaldo situation, this whole blame JBL. By the way, they chanted fire Bradshaw, which I'm glad they did, because when they threw the hat towards Bradshaw and they cheered him, I said, if anyone cheers JBL, y'all look like a bunch of hypocrites. But they were consistent, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But back to the 6-woman tag team match. For some strange reason, they want to bury Lynch. They're not making Naomi look good. I would give the title to freaking Carmella or Charlotte to put asses in seats, whatever. Build Charlotte up to be the top woman in SmackDown. I'm okay with that, or at least the top heel. Whatever the case is all right. I have no problem with Charlotte. I didn't like how they do the back and forth stuff. But I'll get back into, company not having faith in certain people because I have a thing about that. But back to the 6-1 match. There's a reason why I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 because I knew who was going to win. Whatever, keep it consistent, get heat on the people. It's whatever. But I didn't care for that match. One iota. We have Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles for US title match. For some strange reason, the match didn't really... I don't know why. They gelled in the ring together. The crowd was behind it. The brass ring was caught by somebody. But I don't know why I was not into this match. Yeah, everyone knows I hate Kevin Owens in these past few pay-per-view reviews. But, I know that Kevin Owens can have a good match. I know he had a great match with John Cena. He had a great 3-series match with John Cena. But ever since then, I see Kevin Owens' matches, his match with Cesaro, Orton, Roman Reigns, Jericho even. I'm not a fan. I've not been a fan of Kevin Owens' match. I don't know why. His match, I literally don't know why. It seems like Kevin Owens had so much better matches when he was independent. But I wasn't feeling this. I thought AJ would save this match. To be honest with you, AJ kept me interested, but I don't know why this wasn't going to be the exception. And then when the match ended the way it did, with Kevin Owens retaining via countout, I was like, as much as I wasn't feeling it, the crowd was, and the crowd thought it stole the show. And the way that happened, I just looked at that and I said, man, what the hell am I watching? This is terrible. Oh my goodness gracious. I was just like, it's over. Whatever. Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan. It's okay. The crowd wasn't really too into it, of course. You had a great match in it, AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. There's a reason why Breezango had a Gaga match with the Usos. Because, the crowd was hyped. You want to at least entertain them a little bit. This match is, I wanted to give it some faith. Then, I went on my phone to watch, Drake give his acceptance speech at the AMA Awards. Boy, if you don't... no. I went and watched it out on my cell phone, and next thing you know, the match was over. I said, wait, what just happened? Obviously, Luke Harper won, but I'm just like, what just happened? I missed the whole thing. Whatever the case is, I don't know. I just, alright, whatever. Then we got the main event. Randy Orton, WWE champion, for the championship against, defending the title against Jinder Mahal, blah blah blah. Real quick, we all know, as you know, to just get it out there, Jinder Mahal won. Obvious interference with the Singh brothers, and Jinder Mahal is your new WWE champion. There, had to wrap that one up. Was the match good? I was impressed with Randy Orton getting it, showing out the first initial blows. But then I also looked at it, was like, once again, I knew he was gonna win. I didn't, take this match as seriously as I wanted to, because I was like, and once the Singh brothers got in, I was like, yep, it's whatever. Jinder Mahal is going to win, and Jinder Mahal ended up winning. Now Jinder Mahal is the champion. WWE pans the cameras on the fans to get the reactions when the heel wins, whatever. It's okay. But now that I done reviewed the pay-per-view, like I said, I'm not giving it no greater stars. It was a good pay-per-view. Could have been better, but I don't want to sound like a regular mark and complain. Now that is your WWE Backlash review, because I felt like the pay-per-view is okay, it was whatever. But I want to give you, into the second part of the video, my unpopular opinion. Because I feel like this, I need to talk to. Once again, I need to let God talk through me on this one, because I feel like you know, WWE's been doing this a lot lately, and I have to call them out on this. So, they've done this with Alexa Bliss, and they've done this with Jinder Mahal. They're doing the opposite with Becky Lynch, Enzo Amore, and Sasha Banks. And I figured I gotta start saying something about this. WWE, for some strange reason, has this need to play hot potato and shoehorn. And with the others, they play the game of no direction. We don't know what to do. Let's have them in purgatory for a little bit. In losing purgatory. They do this a lot. I cannot stand when WWE is inconsistent with it. Next thing you know, and they've been doing this for the past 5 years that they've been doing this for, this started when Triple H demoted Chris Jericho as a main eventer back in 2002. So they've literally been doing this for 15 years. The last time I remember, at least. In the past, I want to say 10, it started to become a noticeable thing. WWE had, I don't know what is wrong with them. I don't know why they're doing this, but it is, it's stupid. It's retarded. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. It really does. You know what I mean? Like, with Alexa Bliss, 1 minute you're giving Becky Lynch a chance so she can become champion. Next, Alexa Bliss comes in the fucking SmackDown roster, all of a sudden is undefeated, is taking down Becky Lynch, and then finally she wins the title. Now, it's like, and y'all hurting Becky Lynch's credibility as a guy, and at the same time taking away her promo and making her look bad and all this. And I'm saying to myself, y'all really doing this? Then you take Alexa Bliss once she loses the title, you take her to Raw, and you do the same thing, and you hurt Bayley's momentum, which makes no sense. And then I hear that Vince is not even high on Sasha Banks anymore because she keeps getting injured, which understood, but at the same time, you people need to understand something. You people need to realize something. Y'all just can't put the title on her just to kick her off. Like, y'all not even giving her a chance. Y'all just making up an excuse. And I hate when WWE does that. Y'all saying y'all do that just because y'all high on somebody else. Now all of a sudden, Bayley, who looked really good and the fans liked her, and the fans liked the way she was in NXT and how strong she was in NXT, now all of a sudden take her to Raw, you give her something, but you don't give her a chance to have momentum. All of a sudden now Alexa Bliss takes it. You have her take the title in her hometown. I said this in my last video, just for some extra heat. And yes, I get it. Alexa Bliss is great. She can cut a promo. She's good in the ring. And she's a very hot chick. And I want to give Alexa Bliss the chance. But when y'all play this game of hot potato like this, you're making me not want to because you're not giving the other people a chance. I hate when that shit happens. I don't like when that shit happens. And it needs to stop. Same thing with Jinder Mahal. The fact that y'all spent nearly... This dude, Jinder Mahal, was nothing but a jobber back in 2011. And y'all decided to Spike Dudley him. You know, showed you how long they've been doing this stuff. He's been a jobber. And all of a sudden, he comes back in his interview more healthier than ever. Whatever. Just admit you're on steroids. I won't be mad at you. You know, I understand you're doing all that stuff, but if you had a little needle to HGH to the mix, I won't be mad at you. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But hey, whatever, do your thing. But all of a sudden, he got a nice image change, and now they're giving him a title like that. What part of the game is this? What part of the game is this? Meanwhile, you have him make Randy Orton a guy who pretty much just his whole career, you hot shot the title to Jinder. You make Randy Orton hot shot the title to Jinder Mahal, and you could say, "Oh well, Randy Orton was hot shot the title." No, Randy Orton started off as a heel and was gaining momentum as a heel, and won the title while he was already established and over. I remember, Don Tony said this before, WWE now, and he said this before, and this is why I'm saying it, because now I'm starting to really notice this as I become older, and an older wrestling fan myself. WWE used to give titles to people because they're over. Now they're giving titles to people to get them over. And to be honest with you, I could see if y'all were doing this with the Intercontinental title or the tag team titles, but now you're doing it with a world title. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Seriously. You know, I really hate when stuff like this happens. I really do. Like, it makes me not want to watch these people. And the sad part about it is, with Jinder Mahal, I knew this shit was going to happen. The minute he was starting to make Randy Orton look like a foolish douchebag, I wanted to support Jinder Mahal until they decided to book Jinder Mahal to interfere in the House of Horrors match. I said, I'm not supporting this dude. I don't want to. Because now you're making Randy Orton a guy who's spent his entire year looking serious and tough. You make Randy Orton look like he can't handle some Indian guy. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. You know, it's like stuff like that. No. That's a no for me, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not getting behind this at all. And, you know, there's reasons to why WWE decided to give him this push, because they want to open up an Indian audience. Well, okay, so if you're going to do that, since we're playing give diversity to titles, here's the thing. Give the Universal title or the SmackDown World Heavyweight title to a black guy, and I will take this seriously. The minute that Titus O'Neil becomes a world champion, I will take this seriously. But until then, I won't take this seriously. You know, you got Sheamus, an Irish-born champion. Wade Barrett could have been an English-born champion. You got a Samoan champion. I mean, sure, you got The Rock, which, you know, when he first started, they identified him as black, but then now he's a Samoan all of a sudden. Like Rocky Johnson wasn't a wrestler. You know what I mean? You know, yeah, you gave the title to Booker T, but you could have gave him, you know what, you gave the title to Mark Henry, I guess. You didn't want to give the title to R-Truth. Bottom line is, I'm not here to play the race card. because we're not supposed to. But then again, your reasons behind giving, Jinder Mahal the freaking championship is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. No, it's ridiculous. So, whatever. Do that, fine. But I'm not supporting this because I don't like this game of hot potato and shoehorn. Trust me, Rusev comes and demands a title shot with Jinder Mahal. I will be behind Rusev every step of the way. Now, there was a chance that Rusev would have faced Randy Orton for the WWE title. And I would have been okay with Rusev winning. Ironically, if they booked it the same way with Rusev, I would have been okay with this. But because they want to have Jinder Mahal, I'm not okay with this. There's a rumor, but WWE, they have this thing where they're very inconsistent. They don't want people knowing everything, so they like to change it. And also people get injured too. So whatever. All I know is Jinder Mahal's champion. Wonderful. That's great. He's a main eventer. I'm not taking him seriously. If he's on SmackDown, when I'm watching live on TV, I'm just going to be playing my Xbox. If I manage to buy a pay-per-view to a pay-per-view video format, then I'll just freaking watch it on video and fast forward his matches. I have no interest in Jinder Mahal being champion, and like they said, freaking they're hurting Enzo Amore, which I don't know why they're doing that, why they're giving Big Cass this push, which makes no sense. And it's like, whatever, but y'all doing this shit. I hate when WWE does that, and what am I gonna do? And I remembered somebody, I think it was Tom Phillips, who said it. All I know is watching this pay-per-view and watching some of his moves, I felt like also in the same way, I just miss Mauro Ranallo. I'm not gonna 100% fully blame JBL for Mauro Ranallo's departure because I hear there's other reasons why, this has been going on, but WWE cut Mauro Ranallo a nice check, allegedly, to not say anything, so I'd rather not say what's alleged, but I really miss, you watch this pay-per-view, I bet you if Mauro Ranallo was here to cut these promos and comment on the match, it would have been that much better, but whatever, he left, it's okay. And I didn't even see him do a WrestleMania pay-per-view. But that's alright. Either way, WWE's got to do something about hot-shotting these titles. Shoehorning these people. The main reason I liked Rusev was they did it right. What they should do with all the guys that they're building up, they should have done with Rusev. And people will say they didn't like Rusev. Here's the thing. You didn't like it because you weren't used to it. But I was behind the Rusev character 100%. Why? Very simple. When he first came out, he came out cutting promos. He came out cutting vignettes and all that. Then he was going at enhancement talent. Then he went at guys like Big E and all this. He wasn't going for a title right away. They were trying to get him over with the USA stuff. And it was starting to work well. It's going against Jack Swagger, Mark Henry, Big Show. Then he got the title, which was good. Then he went up against John Cena. John Cena won. I will not blame John Cena for burying him. I blame Creative for what they did when John Cena beat him. And that was nothing. Job him out. I did not like that. You don't do stuff like that. So, because of that, but because they did it right, they tried to revamp him to do it right, and then they got Roman Reigns, which I like Roman Reigns, to bury it again, and WWE didn't know what to do with him. So, I will say this about SmackDown. They are giving, it is the quote-unquote, I believe Shane McMahon when he calls it the quote-unquote land of opportunity. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this match. Baron Corbin versus Sami Zayn. I was playing video games to this match too, which was a good match, but I wasn't taking this pay-per-view seriously. Great match. I was shocked to see Sami Zayn win. which, you know, was amazing to say this was the land of opportunity. Bottom line, pay-per-view's okay. Good pay-per-view. But seriously, WWE needs to stop with this shoehorn shit. They need to stop this hot potato shit. But I won't say that Backlash was a bad pay-per-view. It could have been better. Anyway, this is Jhammaster J, wishing you all a good evening. And I'm signing off with a crotch grab.